All right. Let me make sure we are live and running. Back at it again with another review. This is Marcus de Fingaz. I'm a music producer, composer, focusing on sync licensing movie trailer music. I have music featured at Disney theme parks. I have music featured at Smithsonian Museum exhibits, National Geographic Museum exhibits, traveling the world. I have music on independent films, TV shows for companies like BET, MTV, Stars, Fox, featured on all kinds of stuff. Got a lot of placements on Catfish the last couple seasons from one of the libraries I work with. And yeah, just continue making music. This is the podcast where I feature episodes talking about sync licensing, talking about products I use to create music. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about Spawn from Sauceware Audio. Shout out to the team at Sauceware Audio for providing a copy of Spawn for me to check out and review at no charge. And also check out the links in the description. You can find a link where you can purchase Spawn. You can also find a link to other software and services I offer. This podcast is sponsored by STS, who also provides great sounds for us to use as music creators. So we're going to dive into Spawn. I literally just activated it. I've watched a couple of reviews online, but I haven't really dived in. So we're going to go through the onboarding process. Once you purchase Sauceware, you'll get a license key, and it'll take you to this onboarding process. I don't think I can zoom in much. Let me go to view. I'm not going to mess anything up, but it says, thank you for choosing Spawn. We'll guide you through the powerful features. So I'm going to hit next. I'm going to go through this. There's no pressure in beat making process. Select any tags and scale you're inspired by and hit Spawn. You'll notice a loop playing in seconds. So it's going to give me, I don't know if they're AI generated loops or they're sourcing some loops that Spawn has already, or Sauceware Audio have accumulated over the years, but completely customize your sound, drag the pad around, and you'll hear the sound transform in real time to your preference. Adjust the pitch by moving up or down, morph the effects by moving left or right. Got that? Change your sounds. Filter through different sound sets. Each includes three. It seems kind of dark. Each includes three instruments which power the melody, chord, bass line, sound edges. Use your MIDI controller to discover the power of having three instruments in one. Change your MIDI pattern. Each time you hit Spawn, you'll be delivered 8 AI-generated MIDI files, which you can use 100% royalty-free. That's key. I work with a lot of companies, especially the sync space, that say do not use any AI-generated music. They typically are referring to audio. MIDI, is that different? I don't know. Still kind of risky. And of course, the agreements that I signed that say I have not used any AI generated music. So it could be kind of tricky with MIDI, even though it does say 100% royalty free. Filter left and right using the arrows. Just hit Spawn again to reload 8 new MIDI sets. All right. Adjust the sound layers. Each sound layer can quickly be adjusted on the home page. Quickly switch sounds, adjust volume, change octave, solo, mute. Any of the 3 instrument tabs if needed. This is going to be a powerful plugin. Like I said, I've seen some reviews. MIDI drag in instrument mode. Grab the MIDI icon in the bottom left corner to drag MIDI to your DAW and go into instrument mode. You can now edit the MIDI in the DAW's piano roll, so I can drag MIDI out and have my own sounds used. Customize your MIDI further by selecting the editing page at the bottom of Spawn. You'll have access to fine-tune the MIDI and sound effects to your taste. The color correlates to the sounds layer. Transpose the MIDI with the plus or minus button. Customize your sounds. Tweak, what does that say? Envelope, filter envelope. Tweak the individual effects of your bass, your chords, and the melody. Each instrument layer comes with a wide variety of pre-made effects. Select an effect to see all of its parameters. Click the individual layer on the left of the browser to open the preset currently playing in that layer. Favorite your sounds or save them using the disc icon within the categories of bass chord. All right, there is an intro video. I'm not going to play the intro video. We're going to dive in. Again, I have not dived in here, but I want to, okay, I'm gonna go here up top to the filter settings. We're gonna go for experimental, not pluck, clean, energetic, and we'll stick with, I don't think I can change the keys right now. Key and scale, C minor, and I'm gonna hit Spawn, and I don't know if that means it's done. Okay, so it gave me Rebel. This thing's still doing stuff. So I don't know. I should have watched the intro video. Ooh. Okay, so I hit spacebar. It just played by itself, started playing by itself. I don't know if I wanted to start playing by itself, but now if I remember correctly, I can move this around while it's playing. I'm going to hit play again. Up, down is the pitch, and left, right are effects. And let's see, does it match my tempo? So if I go to 140, I mean, just off the bat, I mean, it's hard. It's MIDI. Pause. If I hit play, let me, if we go crazy with it, I don't know what's going to open up. I'm scared because I hate showing my desktop. Okay, we'll go sounds. I'll go to cymatics. Like, just off the bat, you got a sample that is inspiring. I can build off that. So let's say I want to just make a quick beat. Or you know what? I'll do drum loop. I'll save us time, because if I do a beat, it'll just take too much time to build it out. But I mean, that sample alone. That sample's insane. And then if I wanted to go crazy, I can build on top of that, of course, with like a, let me go piano, studio piano. Then I think I did C minor, so I don't have to find the key. It's actually, I thought I chose C minor. It's not C minor. I might have to check that. Let me make sure. Oh, you know what? Because I moved the thing around. So if I move this, whatever they call it, around, it's not in C minor anymore. I don't know if it's telling me that if that's -10 or +10, but it's not in C minor. So let me move this again. Yeah, it's telling me. Okay, so it was at +10, I guess, which is what? 1, 2, 3. B flat minor. Let's see. But I don't have to add stuff to it because the loop, I mean, that AI stuff is crazy. What I could do is, remember, we have the MIDI. So I can go back to Spawn here, and I got to find where the MIDI is. So I have bass. I can go here to the bass, I believe. So I'm going through different MIDI patterns. To individual. Okay, so I'm looking at the notes down here. Enables instrument mode and bypasses internal MIDI playback. Sets split bundles or split multi-track. Sets to MIDI export mode. Bundled. I want bundled. And then if I drag this out, so now what do we have here? This is the piano track. Let me play this over here. But it's a different key, so I have to move this down 10. Pause, because let me see if that makes sense. Actually, I might not have to lower it, so let's go back. It's not the right key, so I have to transpose like weird stuff here. So I had to transpose this down 2 here, which is interesting because over here, I thought it was -10. So again, you have to play around with it, but to just get an idea going in a MIDI, I mean, it's pretty decent. Spawn. Let me find another. You know, we'll change the tempo. I'm gonna go down to 120. My drums won't change. I'm gonna make sure the drums change with the tempo. We're gonna go down to 120, and we're gonna find another thing. Pause. Drums didn't change. All right, I'm gonna go back here, go to Spawn. We're gonna look up another idea. If you are watching, drop in the comments. I'm gonna go up here if you want me to choose something specific, but we'll go to brass. I want to take off experimental, brass, bright. I do like energetic. And this time we'll do D minor, pause, and Spawn. Again, I think it'll tell me when it's loaded up, but we'll find out. Or it'll start playing. Because I don't think it's loaded up yet. Even though I started playing notes. Which is cool. So that's me playing. I don't know if you have, I'll bring up the MIDI keyboard here. That's me playing with this sound that Spawn created based on the presets I chose. The sounds are definitely inspiring. Let me go to, so let me do Spawn again and see if it plays a MIDI thing, because I started playing notes, so I think I messed up it loading up an actual pattern. But I would probably use it the way I just used it, which is me playing the sound on the keyboard. Let's see, is this a pattern? I'm not seeing patterns. Let me go to pattern here. So we're in instrument mode. Turn on Spawn, click here. Okay, so if I start playing MIDI, I like the layers. So if I'm playing a low key, it's giving me bass, but bass, you can't see my keyboard. It's giving me bass down here. Then if I go right here, the C range, I'm getting the, I don't know if they call it melody or chords. And then up there, we're getting a melody. So if you had 3 hands, you could play stuff, but. Or I can let the thing play. Again, that sounded too bright, so I can bring it down by dropping this, and it'll drop the pitch. Try a new idea, see what happens. Yeah, this thing is gonna be a problem. Because I mean those vibes are great. Let's change the key. Let's go to a flat. What I would like, Sauceware team, because you have sharps here, do both. I always suggest plugin companies do both sharps and flats. So you can say C sharp or D flat, even though technically it is C sharp, but it just makes it easier when you do both. Because I might look for, I never look for D sharp minor. I look for E flat minor because that's the correct key for that. So if I go D sharp minor, so do both and kill both. We'll go huge pause, lush pause. How many can I select? Can I like select all of them? That's crazy. I'm not gonna do that right now. We'll do dark bell, dark steel drums. Spawn. The actual drum loop you're hearing is from side. I also don't like that it starts playing automatically. The drum loop you're hearing is a cymatics drum loop. Here we go. And then if I click this thing, this will enable the mode where I can play with like a MIDI controller. So I have my keyboard here. And then if I wanted to go in there, I know that I'm missing a lot in here as far as editing things. You have to go like watch better videos. But if I wanted to adjust some effects on each of the different layers, so I want to take the delay off, maybe the reverb, maybe I want to use some other effects, but it is built in. Let's do, what key was it? We said D sharp minor, so E flat minor. So if you want to see the keys, so I can go to instrument mode, or I can just play it, turn that off, and play what it decides. All right, I'm gonna choose some more different layers here. Let me take out the MIDI I just recorded. I'm not gonna play any more keys. I'm going to delete the MIDI. And of course, we can choose different AI MIDI patterns here. And let's go back to the faster tempo 140. Like I said, this is scary AI. All right, I'm going to choose some other layers here and keep going. We'll do synth lead, ambient, huge lush. And I'll hit spawn here and we'll see what happens. I'm trying to make sure I understand other than it's playing. Other than when it plays automatically, because I don't like that it's playing automatically. There has to be a setting here where I can turn that off. But other than that, how can I tell that it's loaded up? So we'll play this with the pattern. And I have the Logic stock piano, so if I wanted to play something else, I wanted to play along with it, without, I don't want the... So if I want to play the piano with it. So I can also bring the MIDI out. If you missed that, I gotta remember where it is. Right here. I can drag the MIDI out and I can add it onto a track, and then I can play whatever sounds I want with that. So powerful plugin. I'm not even cracking the surface of it. We'll do some more Spawn created ideas. I'll do a couple more. Let's see if it'll keep the tempo with creating the AI. I don't think it was in tempo when it started playing, so I'm gonna restart it. It sort of was. That's a weird one. That would be unique. Let's go to some major keys also, because I didn't do any major. We'll do E major, flute, because who doesn't like a flute? Maybe with strings, and glitch, evolving, complex, spawn. Let's see what happens here. Now, man, this is, like I said, this is hard pauses, but how easy is this? Right now, I have an 808. I can just layer this on top of that and just like instant beat. Yeah, that is crazy, Sauceware Audio team. All right, let's keep going. This is inspiring, but also be careful. It says royalty free, but just make sure you're flipping or doing what you need to do. Let's go to, I like complex. We're gonna go do complex, punchy. I didn't hear the flute that time. We'll just do flute and see what happens here. I'm gonna hit play. I'm not hearing the flute. I am hearing way too much effects. So again, as I'm learning the plugin, as I'm like doing this live, I know I can go into the effects. It was somewhere. I know I can change the different sounds there, preset names. Again, there's much you could dive into to figure it out. I have bundle, I have split. One of these right here, the second one was effects. So I can go in. And I can either turn the stuff off or I can adjust the different settings per effect. busy just building on top of what's already there. Again, you can just start building on top of that stuff. Let me go back. Do some more. I'll probably go for like a couple more minutes. Let's do wobble. Pause. We'll do energetic. I haven't done the happy stuff either. Energetic, wobble, strings. And we'll take this to A major. Ooh. You know what I'm going to do next. All right, Spawn. And I think it'll start playing if I don't press it. Yeah, so it just starts playing if I don't press anything. But here we go with the track. I actually like that I went down chromatically with the 808 because I was trying to find the right note, and I did it twice, because when you make a mistake, if you do it twice, it's not a mistake anymore. All right, let's go to that wasn't, I don't know if that was wobble. I wish they had a random here where I could just hit a dice like right here in the corner, and it could just random select. Maybe I can choose like select between up to 10 or 5 or 3 of the different parameters. We're gonna go A minor because why not? And we're gonna do energetic. We're gonna do dirty, distorted, guitar, and brass, and complex, and evolving, and punchy. All right, that's a lot. It's gonna start playing automatically. Again, that part we gotta figure out. Definitely too bright. I don't hear the distorted. I mean, I know I threw a lot of parameters in there, so it could be hit or miss, but let's see if I can get it to work. So that's me adding the 808s, but again, this is how easy it is to just take these samples and choose some random parameters and build on top of it. We're gonna go to vinyl, filtered, complex vinyl, piano. We just did A minor, which we'll go back to C minor. Spawn. Like I said, I'm barely scratching the surface of this plugin. There's a lot of great reviews online. I like that. There's a lot of great reviews online. So I might turn this down. That could literally be the whole song right there. I mean, these loops are insane. Sauceware Audio, I gotta end this. Sauceware Audio Spawn is insane. Thank you for sending this. Check out the link in the description, or links in the description. The first link will be link to Spawn, where you can check it out. And shout out to them again for sending this my way to check out to review for you. This is very inspiring. Again, be careful if you are in sync and movie trailers and things like that. Just be careful with AI generated stuff. There are sort of agreements and rules against using that in the sync space. So just make sure you understand what you're getting into. But these are royalty free. You can also get the MIDI. So if I wanted to, let's just take this last example. I can drag the MIDI here, and I can start manipulating the MIDI. So if I use it as a, what sound is this? Not the 808. Let's go to piano, and I use it as a piano sound. I can now go in here and change the MIDI if I wanted to. I mean, everything sounds off, but I could go in here and manipulate the MIDI, change stuff around. Actually, let's do it this way. If I wanted to take like the second half of the MIDI, or take this bar right here, and I can just start chopping it up, almost like sampling MIDI. Might sound kind of weird. Actually, that actually sounds pretty dope. And that's now taking the MIDI and manipulating it another way. So I'm just going to use that sound, that loop, and play that with the drums. So now it's not sort of the AI generated MIDI, but it was, but I moved the MIDI around and manipulated it. So that wasn't created by the Spawn AI, but it was inspired by the MIDI that was created. And now by dragging that out as MIDI, I can now create something entirely different that might not have been created by either one of us being me or the AI, but it's sort of us combined together, our powers combined. All right, you sort of get what I mean. It's 11:30 at night. I'll do one more with brass, pluck, punchy, evolving. And the thing is, if you accidentally hit the Spawn again, I think you lose the last thing that played. So if you hear something, you're like, oh, I really like that. So, oh, well, the effects, probably too heavy-handed for me. Again, I can get in there and change them all, but right for now, I'll just turn them off. And not a fan. Maybe when I turn them up higher, change the pitch. So again, you can manipulate them. And obviously having different keys, different vibes, different effects gives you different feeling from the song. So let me do brass again, because I want more powerful brass without the plucky. And we'll do Spawn. See what happens with Still Got It. Again, it will start playing. And I'll go through some of these MIDI patterns also. That's catchy, like hooky. That's different. So it gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 MIDI patterns to choose from. And of course, I can hit this and play my own. I just got to remember, I have these 3 layers. I can turn them off, but I have the bass chords and melody. So that's just me playing it on my keyboard. I just programmed it in. It's off tempo, but I can quantize. So if you are really worried about the AI generated MIDI, play your own with your MIDI keyboard or your drum pads. My wife is texting me. I got to end this video. All right. All right, this video has been long enough. How long has this been? Almost 30 minutes. All right, thank you for tuning in. Shout out again to Sauceware Audio. Check out the links in the description on how you can purchase, link to purchase, and find out more about Spawn from Sauceware Audio. Great plugin for inspiring us music creators. AI generated loops, AI generated sounds, royalty free, 100% royalty free. Just make sure you are careful with using AI generated whatever. But it's AI generated MIDI. You can drag the MIDI in, you can move the MIDI around, build around those tracks. And again, this is very inspiring for me personally. So shout out to the whole team over at Sauceware Audio. Check out Spawn, and I will see you in the next video. Check out the links in the description. Thank you for the support, and stay tuned for more. All right. Peace.